This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 998, Working in Retirement by Mike Ballew of Eggstack.com. And I'm Dan. I'm here each and every day reading to you from some of the best personal finance blogs anywhere. And if you enjoy this crazy idea of reading blogs to you for free like a giant audiobook, it'd be great if you could share this podcast with somebody today. You can email them or you can text them a link to oldpodcast.com/listen. Or even better, maybe you're able to subscribe them to the podcast right on their smartphone. That would be a really big help to keep this show going and growing. But I'm going to keep this intro nice and short for you on this Tuesday, so for now, let's get to our post as we start optimizing your life. Working in Retirement by Mike Ballew of Eggstack.com. It's an oxymoron. Working in retirement. The whole point of retirement is not working, yet more Americans than ever are employed beyond traditional retirement age. In today's installment of Eggstack, we explore reasons behind this growing trend and the financial implications for those who participate. A recent Pew Research poll found that 1 in 5 Americans age 65 and older work full or part-time. That number has steadily grown since 2000, and it's expected to go even higher. What is behind this sea change in traditional retirement? Quote, "Those intoxicated by irrational exuberance took a severe beating when the music stopped playing." End quote. Income. Do you recall what happened in 2000? No, not Y2K, a totally avoidable event brought about by short-sighted computer programmers who failed to consider calendar years would not forever be preceded by 19. No, we're talking about the dot-com bust. The realization that dot-com companies that don't make money are just as worthless as regular companies that don't make money. Those intoxicated by irrational exuberance took a severe beating when the music stopped playing. The Dow dropped a whopping 75%. It happened again in 2008 when the housing bubble burst. The market fell 50%. This wild ride on Wall Street over the past 20 years has forced more than a few retirees back into the workforce. The number one reason people work in retirement is the most logical. They need the money. Purpose. Another reason people work past retirement age is to have a sense of purpose. As hard as it may be for us working stiffs to believe, a life filled with golf and pleasure and leisure is not everyone's cup of tea. Many retirees miss the social interaction that comes with working and the feeling that they're needed. Being employed provides the structure and intellectual stimulation that people need to feel alive. Nothing against these folks, but it's not that retirement is boring and work is wonderful. Many of these people lack the imagination and drive to create a fulfilling retirement for themselves. It takes effort to explore new things and find a reason other than work to get out of bed in the morning. The sad part is, a day will come when they are no longer physically able to work. What are they going to do then? The point is, just because the first thing you experienced in life worked for you, it doesn't mean nothing else will. Your career brought purpose and meaning to your life, and it helped define who you are. But there are other ways to achieve those same objectives. Chances are you will land on something even more satisfying. How hard can it be to find something better than work? Medical insurance. As chronicled in Medicare Explained, Medicare does not cover everything, and with the exception of Part A, it isn't free. Medicare Supplemental Insurance, or Medigap, which serves to reduce out-of-pocket expenses, comes at a cost. Likewise, Medicare Part B is required to cover doctor visits and outpatient procedures. Then there's Medicare Part D for prescription medications. When faced with these costs, some people keep working so they can remain on their employer's insurance plan. Quote, "For decade after soul-crushing decade, they soldier on to feed their families and put a roof over their heads." End quote. Dreams. Finally, there are those who have always dreamt of doing something other than what they do for a living. For decade after soul-crushing decade, they soldier on to feed their families and put a roof over their heads. But all along, their heart hasn't been in it. A doctor who has always wanted to be a photographer, an attorney who longs to become a writer, an engineer who wants to be a business owner. When these folks retire, they see it as an opportunity to pursue their lifelong dreams. Working in retirement and Social Security. The headlines for clickbait articles warn of dire consequences for those who work in retirement. You will lose your Social Security, your finances will go into a death spiral, and you will spontaneously combust. The logic behind such drivel makes about as much sense as warning welfare recipients that they will lose welfare if they get jobs. So what? Any job pays better than welfare or Social Security. Please do not misunderstand. We're not equating Social Security to welfare. Social Security is your money that you paid into the system, and you deserve every penny that comes back to you. Neither are we denigrating those who need welfare. Every civilized society owes a duty to provide for those unable to work. Here is what we are saying. As outlined in Social Security and Working, for those who work and collect Social Security benefits, the only period that may be affected is that between age 62 and full retirement age. Once you reach full retirement age, which for most is 65, but it's creeping up to 67, you can earn as much money as you want, and it will not affect your Social Security benefits. Furthermore, Social Security benefits are only affected on a temporary basis. The moment you stop working, your benefits return to normal. If your benefits are reduced, only a partial reduction takes place. Finally, for those between the ages of 62 and full retirement, no one says you have to take Social Security. You can wait to receive benefits until you're 70, and the longer you wait, the more money you get. It's important to note that up to 85% of your Social Security benefits may be taxable. The taxable portion of your benefits is based on your income. In general, people who work and collect Social Security are taxed on the full 85%. Conclusion. We hope you have enjoyed this discussion of working and Social Security. It's important to have a grasp of the facts in this much misunderstood area of retirement. You just listened to the post titled Working in Retirement by Mike Ballew of Eggstack.com. And that's going to do it for another edition of Optimal Finance Daily. I will be back with you tomorrow with a post from Can I Retire Yet? So I'll see you there in the Wednesday show, episode 999, where your optimal life awaits.